Hello. How's it going, people? YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Just to know, I still have a little bit of a cold. It's not. Most of it's past. I'm still a little bit sort of snotty, is a term I would use. So I still haven't put up a video. In fact, I'm going to check again. I've actually got two videos that are kind of waiting to get put up, and I may just put them up at some point today. I'm kind of in between because I usually just record, do the video, upload, but because the cargo missions are a little bit longer and require a little bit of a flight to get from A to B, I think there's always 60 minutes record time on a PlayStation, but you could record 50 odd minutes and then record the other, whatever it takes, 30-40 minutes. But that's a long video, and I don't think anybody really wants to watch that kind of stuff. So I'm just probably the format that I'm going to use is like two parts. So departure and then arrival. So, but as I say, I've got videos that I'm waiting to upload. Well, not upload, but I'm waiting to sort of see if they're actually okay to view. But there's a lot happened since. So I've got 3 aircraft. Let's just cover the specialisation and certification. So I've actually completed quite a lot of this tech tree here. As you can probably see, I've actually just done the scoop endorsement. But the only things that I've yet to do are the turboprop airline transport pilot, airline transport pilot license airplane, jet airline transport pilot rating, and then heavy airliner rating. So really there's only 4 to do, and these are quite big ones. As you can see, money wise they're quite big. But obviously we need to get this one before we get that one. And then once we get those, we're pretty much into jet airline pilot, which is 100,000. I mean, I could do that just now, probably. Well, I can't because I need to unlock certain things first. But I don't know why I can't do. Oh, I need to do that one. Sorry, yeah, I need to do that before I can get to that. But that's what I've done. I haven't really bothered with the helicopter side. That's something we can get into at a later date. Specializations, obviously, we've opened up quite a few little parts. So we've done this charter service private. Funny enough, I actually saw one of those, so I'm quickly going to dip into missions because we're basically just west or east of Cherbourg in France. But down here, I noticed a VIP. See, it says you need to complete all the specialization prerequisite first, so maybe we've got to do. Okay, so I don't think we could. I don't know if something tells me that I should be able to do that because I've got charter service VIP. But I'm not got this area opened up, which is why I was wanting to like fly from here and get a job that takes me down here, but at the moment I haven't really got that, so we're kind of just sticking with the they've opened up fire as well, but I kind of want to really start from here and fly. But as I say, the jobs are a little bit, here's one here that would be quite good, would open up this little part into Germany. Where does this one go? Yeah, that's probably the same destination. So that one might be quite good to do, to open up certain parts of the map. So I think we're going to have to be a bit more mobile. I wanted to fly from my base and then basically fly down and then go from here to there and do that kind of thing, but I don't think that's going to be feasible. So we've got 3 aircraft. As you can probably see up at the top, we've actually got 1 million credits. So I'm been looking at getting another aircraft, especially cargo, not like sightseeing. I think the money's more in cargo than it is in sightseeing. So it would be nice to get a medium cargo plane. So I think this is a medium cargo. And I think that's it in that one. So we've got this, which is the Beaver, the de Havilland, Canada. Is it DHC-2, I believe? So I can buy this brand new. Now this one doesn't come. In fact, that one there as well. That's a heavy cargo. Not heavy, but medium cargo. And there's the Cessna, but they're 3 million, 5 million. So I could wait and get that, but I'm a bit. For me personally, I would rather just buy an aircraft that's a little bit different. So the Beaver's a tail dragger, because I don't have one of those. Range is not, it's not massive, but it's quite versatile in what it can do. Now I could buy this brand new, or I could buy one that is second hand. So I was looking at the different configurations, like the radio plus ADF. I think the one I'm going to go for is basically the GPS version. So I believe, I think these two, I don't think there's much between them. But let's see how much this needs. 77,000. So that's going to make that price. What price? 77,000. So basically you're talking about, what's that going to be, 7850 I believe. What's this one? 764. See, that one doesn't need as much, so we'll go with this one. So yeah, just a different aircraft, something a little bit. Oh, so they're good. So I never actually seen that maintenance cost. Wow, that's probably going to be a lot more than the delegated maintenance. So we might just go with that. I don't think we can change any of the paint scheme. It's kind of black and white, which is my football colours. Again, you know, I'm probably just going to go with the basic. I don't really see spending that much in flight hours. Yeah, I know it's got some coverage and stuff, crash coverage, but right. So what do we do with this? Do we maybe base it in here? Because I can see a couple of cargo opportunities. Frankfurt, Main, Cologne, Dusseldorf. Is there any other airports? Yeah, see, there's a couple. Where do we want to go? 75,000 in that one. Oh, that's a little bit of a better one there. 83, 70. I think this one's going to be the best one. So I think we deliver it here. In fact, so now pronounce that Spangdahlem. F-16s are based there. Right, here we go. So summary, 764. Let's just buy it. Big chunk of money out the old bank. There we go. ETAD. So what I'm probably going to do now is I'm going to put assign pilot for this, and that way we've got more passive income, but I can switch between these and fly these at any time. So let's manage the aircraft. So let's do the delegated maintenance. There There we go. So that's us up and running. Repaint. No. Right. So that's us bought another aircraft. That's us get 4 aircraft now. Oh, so the headquarters qualities went up. It might be based on. Oh, it's quite nice. I've got a wee plant there and everything. Right, let's go to mission. So this is going to be the first. Oh, why can I not move? Has the game crashed? Here we go. Just kind of hung up there. Right, so the Beaver has been delivered to however you call that airport. Now I'm going to have to transfer. Hopefully the jobs are actually still there. Right, here we go. Yeah, so F-16s are based here. Actually, there was one that had a fuel problem. It was refueling. I think it was going. Don't know if it's going back to America or it's coming from America back to its base in Germany. And it developed a fuel problem. I think it was refueling, and there's something up with the attachment point, and it was spraying fuel everywhere, so it diverted to Prestwick. Right, here we go. Let's accept the mission. Now, I need to check fuel. Let's accept the mission first. So this is not going to be bigger cargo, although it's a slightly bigger plane. Right, we need to check fuel, because I have noticed the last couple of times I've flown, fuel has been a little bit of an issue. So you can see it, because I noticed one time I landed and my plane was practically full of fuel, so I'm going to defuel this a little bit. So allegedly that's where we need it to be for this mission. So I'm gonna go a little bit more than what we need. So I've ended up. I have been a little bit. Well, do you know, that's actually quite good. We can actually sell fuel. Do we really? Yeah, let's just sell it. I don't want to be too heavy. I'd rather be. I mean, by the time we got to the destination, we'd probably be okay for landing, but because we do have payload. You know, to actually give it a bit more fuel just in case. Yeah, right, I'm going to get a bit more because I'm just paranoid that I don't have enough. Right, so we're back down to 268,000 in the bank. So it's 146 nautical miles. Now this is the first time I've flown this aircraft, so there'll be some I wouldn't say mistakes, but because this aircraft does have like a pitch propeller, which is a little bit different. Usual gloomy sky. So remove chocks and pitot cover, so we don't have an engine cover, although I think in the PC version you have got like a cover that covers the cockpit and the engine cowling. So everything in this should be good. Let's remove the chocks. Oh, is that the brakes? Right. I want to get into the habit of checking all this stuff. I just think it's so I don't have to duck going under this aircraft. Colour schemes are actually semi-decent. I've seen better colour schemes. I think my orange Cessna was quite nice. So, tyre, new. See, the rudder needs maybe a little bit of service. Did I check? I didn't check these. Yeah, they could maybe do a little bit of service, but that's something we can do. Oh. Once we do this first job, we can then get a couple of little things done. So I don't need to press the button. There we go. Yeah, they maybe need a little bit of... So you actually don't really need to... I've always thought you had to press the button, but you don't. You just need to look at it. There's the props. The old Hamilton standard. Right, I don't think we've got any engine stuff we need to look at. Right, let's climb aboard. Now, startup, I may do a cheat startup. Just because this one's a little bit different. To maybe just think about. I think there's a couple of things that you're meant to do, but it's one of those things. Once we learn a little bit more, we can maybe. So I'm going to start basic. Right, the fuel pump is middle, which I think is centre tank, rear, middle, front. Do we not have a combination of all? Fuel selector. See if you put it off, I think, does that bleed from all the tanks? Because that's really what I want. Right. I don't know what this wobble. This carburetor heat. Oh, I really don't know. I don't know really what we would set that to. This is where I'm going to have to... The wobble pump. I need to find out what the wobble pump is. I'd imagine closed. Emergency cut off. You would slap that down if you want to cut the engine, perhaps. Yeah. Let's get to the prop. Let's go full. Well, let's actually put that to minimum because we don't really want it to be. Maybe go a bit there. Mixture. Up. Full mixture. And a little bit of throttle, but not much, just enough. Right, I think that. And then we come down here, we've got the starter engine, we've actually got the boost pump. Let's put that on. Magnetos. Both. And this should start. Maybe not. Right, what have we missed? We've missed something. I have missed maybe the fuel pump. Maybe we're actually going to have it in centre tank. Nope. Right, this is probably not the best closed. Oh, that sounded different. Now I don't know whether that's...
Captain, are you ready? Great.
So that
It's
must
Dustin,
be...
dispatcher. You know,
Yeah,
just a quick
maybe it's not
reminder
meant to
about
be up.
today's job. You have goods in bulk behind you. Standard shipment for one of our clients based in Leitingen. Expected in no time at Leitingen. Skids are designed to
Let's
withstand
heat up the
turbulence,
engine a little bit.
but keep a steady flight speed and adjust accordingly. A timely and secure delivery will ensure that everyone is satisfied.
Right, flaps.
All relevant information is
So I
in your
see there's a
flight
little
packet,
takeoff
which is
indication, so we'll
uploaded
just,
on your map as a reference.
if somebody puts that
Safe
in the
skies
aircraft,
ahead.
it must be what we need, so let's put it there.
Ground, DHC 00, 7 Delta, Mike Charlie 2312 with Charlie. Request taxi for takeoff. Departure to the east.
So I think for tax, I'm going to have these props down quite low.
Taxi to and hold short of runway 0 for
Right.
using taxiway Bravo. Contact tower on
I think-
122.2 when ready.
Yeah, wait for clearance. Acknowledge.
Taxiing. Hold short runway 04 via
so-
taxiway Bravo. That's 007 Delta.
Do
Mike
we have
Charlie
a-
2312.
Just looking for temps. I think, is that the temp? Yeah, there's a temp there. I don't know really what we need to be. Let's get these on. So, I'm trying to think what buttons. Let's see what we've got, because there's pages here. Is it this page? Okay, that's maybe not. Try to remember all these buttons now. Okay, I don't know why. Flight plan? I'm going to select navigation. Right, parking brake is down here. Oh, well, we're moving straight away, that's nice. Right, where do we need to go? Right, we're up here. Right, let's go. Now, tail draggers. The worst thing with a tail dragger is you can't see a thing. So we actually could sit up a little bit, which probably, if it was me, that's what I would do. I'd bring a pillow. Right, let's go. Yeah, that prop. Maybe 10% for taxi. So you, in normal position, you probably would actually fly a little bit more. Well, not fly, but if you're taxiing, you'd probably actually be lined up here a little bit. So you'd be a little bit off centre, which means if it's quite a tight taxiway, you would kind of be snookered a little bit, or you'd maybe come over here a little bit with your neck. Yeah, we're right down the bottom here. Right, so as I say, I've never flown this aircraft. We do have the autopilot here. GPS is running, but I don't know. Yeah, I've not got anything. Right, let's just make sure we're not drifting a wee bit here. But she's a nice looking aircraft. Sturdy is the term I would use. Now, what flaps are set. Take off. We do have a button on here now. Oh, As I've got the fuel pump running. That's where that buzzing is. Now we do have a warning here. Oil pressure. So I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we need to do to clear that. Yeah, we went too fast. Sorry. Right. So again, we'll do the takeoff, and I'll manage the flight between then. It gives me time to do other things, and then we'll do the arrival, which could be interesting because I have had a little run around at my local airport with this plane. It seems quite nice in landing. We'll wait and see what happens when we get to. I think I really need to look at this. This here, the propeller, is something I'm going to look at. So probably take off would be full, and then we'd maybe bring it back to flight, and then landing. There'll probably be different settings you can use, I would imagine. It's a little squeak, a little nice. Might get quite annoying later on, but at the moment it's quite a nice squeak. Right. So yeah, I've jammied myself to this window as much as possible, and my eyeball taxiway. If I go down that line there, that's kind of perfect. Just with engine cowl, if I have it right in that notch, to me that's perfect. I can see where I'm going. Although we do have a bit of a blind side. Anything on my right hand side is completely, you're dead basically. So don't ever go on that side. Right. Here we go, coming up. Test the brake. Yep, that's not bad. You really don't want to taxi too fast in this type of aircraft. So let's get this. Yeah, it's actually perfect for turning that way. Right, brake. Nice. Oh, so I think I'm going to have to keep the brakes on. Let's see if I go 0 throttle. Yeah, that's quite good for taxiing though.
Tower, that's at 007 Delta, Mike Charlie 2312. Ready for east departure at runway 04.
That's a 007 Delta Mike Charlie 2312.
QNH.
QNH 10.
No, I actually need to. I've got a converter
Takeoff runway 04.
on my phone because it gives you. Was that 1011 QNH?
Clear for takeoff runway 04. That's a 007 Delta Mike Charlie.
So I'm going to look at that because I just want to make sure. QNH was 1011, which in my converter is 1011 is 2985. So let's just check that off. Let's get rid of that. Let's go to the QNH. What did I say it was? 85? Yeah, 2985. So we're actually not that far off. Right, QNH is set. So we must be. Yeah, we're actually 1153 above sea level. So Right. Oh, do you know what? Yeah, let's just keep that little side eye. Quite nice for taxiing, although it's a tail dragger. Once you get that view, it's quite good. So we'll put the prop up. I mean, is that the correct way of doing it? To be honest, I don't know. I need to find a way that I can fly this plane without really worrying too much. It's quite a smooth taxi. Right, we're coming in. Just following that line. Piloting. Right, there's the centre line. Right, let's line up. Looks pretty much lined up to me. Hit the brakes. Right. So, I actually haven't checked. Oh, hey, that's now. First thing, are we upgrading the cargo here? We've got the Cessna. We had just boxes. We've got a hose pipe, a couple of boxes that's got test on it. A little blue crate. We've got some kind of engine, a duffel bag. Hopefully, there's not a body in it. Resting on a crate, and we've also got quite a nice little red case here. So straight up, the cargo is a lot more interesting than the Cessna. Right, flaps are set. I think that oil pressure warning lights went off. So the oil pressure must have increased. Let's have a little Scooby-Doo. Yeah, the temperatures went down a little bit. It's down at 30 degrees. What does this do? That doesn't do anything. So that little pointer there, see a little red line? Right, everything looks okay. What altitude do we want to set? Just for... maybe set it to... I don't know what this button's doing. 2,000. Let's set it to 2,000 feet. Heading. Now I think you can go VNav. Yeah, trying to get these buttons. There is another. I'll mess with that when I'm up flying. Like, let's go. So let's set the. Let's go 100%, and then let's go full throttle. Oh, a little bit of rudder. Whoa, okay. Let's go. It's quite a nice takeoff actually. Right, let's bring that feather the props a little bit into the blue. Let's get a little bit of trim set. Yeah, we're off and running. Flaps. Set.
007 Delta Mike.
Yep, gotcha.
That's 007 Delta Mike Charlie 2 tree 12. Continue for east departure.
Flaps are up. Prop seems okay at the moment. Weather is usual affair. We're in Germany, so the weather's a lot of rain hanging about the hills. So climb to 3,900 feet. Let's set that in the old. Let's go 4, and then let's take 100 off that. Oh, there we go. Right, set. Right, so we're turning to the right. trim up a little bit. Let's switch that off. Right, we're into a little bit of cloud. Let's get us back into the blue. There's probably I'm at 20 at the moment on that RPM, so we'll stick with that. Let's get this set here. So we need to climb. Maybe go 400. Right. Just gonna bring it back on track here. So we need
Delta 007 Delta Mike Charlie 2312, leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Cool. Copy that.
Tower, that's 0.
So we're climbing. Speed's 109.
Mike Charlie 2312. Frequency change.
Maybe bring that. We could probably bring the mixture back. Maybe 60%. I mean, I don't know if that's. I really need to maybe look at the. Right, bring that back a smidge. Right, let's try and get this navigation. Whoa. What? Right, that was a bit of a weird... Okay. I have not got a Scooby-Doo what that did there. As if the controller did a weird sort of... Maybe just do a heading bug at the moment. I really don't know what this thing's doing. It's oscillating quite a lot. Maybe not going to mess with that that mixture at the moment. Heading compass. Let's set a heading bug roughly to where we need it. Now let's put that in. I don't know what that was doing, but that was a little bit scary. Right, we'll set it to the heading bug. Right, I'm going to try and get this system working here. Right, just make sure everything seems to be... Is that altitude climbing? Yeah, we want to descend. We want to be 3,900. status acquiring. Right. Let's see. GPS, OBS. Right, so what heading do we need to be here? We need to be roughly I think it's roughly we need to be, oh goodness, what's that, east 120 something, 25? I'll set this as well. Don't really know if I need this one. We'll set it anyway. Right. Yeah, we're just in the descent phase. It's actually quite nice up here. We've passed that weather. There's a big cloud there at the back. I really should have had the right. Let's try and get these let's set up. So we should have I think if we fly nav on this, I think it's better. Oh, I don't want a picture, I want to zoom in. So I believe that's a better. Right, pitot heat. Yeah, pitot heat's on. Right, we should be leveling out now. What am I doing here? Right, there we go. I'm actually going to switch this thing off. There we go. It just gets in the way. Right, that is not good. That is not good. It's done that before. It seems to drop off. Why? It's done that a couple of times where it seems to just turn. Now I'm going to put that back on. I need to maybe work out whether we've got an issue with the yeah, that doesn't look good. It looks like we're icing as well. So you probably fly a bit lower. I don't think I've got icing on, so I don't think it really affects the flight, but yeah, it's had a couple of weird turns which I don't really like. Right, there's the fuel gauge. So maybe we have to manage fuel as well. Right, anyway, what I was about to say is I am going to probably end this video here. There's a couple of little scares in terms of turns, which I don't know if that's linked with the nav. I'm going to really mess about with the radios and stuff, or the GPS. And then we'll come back for the arrival. So, anyway, take care, wish us luck, hopefully we get there. 123 miles, you can see there's a lot of icing, so maybe we should actually be flying a bit lower. Anyway folks, join us. I'm going to get us into the blue, or maybe we need to be green. I'm going to go there. Anyway folks, take care and I'll see you for the arrival. Bye.